Hello, and welcome to the Aaron's Aquarium's warm-up show. But today is Michael's not going to be doing his Friday night live stream. So we'll try to push this on as far as possible. And hopefully Michael will join us. But we know he's busy at work today. So we'll see how it goes from there. Where's my collar up? Not good luck. Hello. You alright, Tom?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
Trying to sort out my screens here.
Yeah. See, wait till the other people come in. What we're going to what we're going to do, this Lemons for Leukemia is going to be transferred to next week, as Michael's not doing his show this week. So what we'll do, we'll try to. What I might do is throw a few videos up today. Might do, might not, might just leave it all till next week, and it makes more people aware of it over this week. But I think Michael needs to be here, and his show needs to be on for us to do this Lemons for Leukemia thing, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah, we will be waiting for next week to do that.
Yeah. So we'll do it next week. But the show's still called the Aaron's Aquarium's warm-up show. Right. And that's what it is.
Yeah. He won't be doing a live stream today, he told us.
Hey up, Haley. Hello, Metalls. Oh, Paul New Reefer. Oh my God, he's loud. So, let's. I'm hoping. Did people get the notification? Did the notifications come through? Okay. I'm hoping it did. There you got it. Right, that's good. That's I'm hoping. Let's say it is Saturday. It's like he's thinking it's Saturday, it's Friday, isn't it? I say it is Friday. But it's also a bank holiday, so it might not be a lot of people in today. I'm hoping there is, but there might not be. Seven people watching. I've never seen it that slow before. Like I say, if it does go slow, we'll just shut it down. But hopefully it'll pick up. Again, it's a bank holiday weekend, so people might be away.
The Seymour might get in, so.
Didn't hear a word you said then.
Seymour is probably getting in, so. And Paul is working. Michael is working.
Yeah. I've just been on the phone to him. In fact, let's see, they're still on the phone. They might still be talking. Yeah, they are. All right, just bear with me. Hello?
It's night, Rip, not morning.
Why would I change the name to Paul the Fluffer? I should change my name to Paul the Fluffer. That'd be pretty good.
Paul's Reef community.
Yeah. Well, I've just been on the phone to them. I told them to get their ass over here because they're actually chatting away. But hey, here you go, Bell End. Thank you, all thumbs down. Thank you, Mr. Williams. You warming Mike's channel up? I am.
Hi, Miles.
I am warming it up. But what we've got to say is Michael's not going to be doing a live stream tonight. So he's been stuck in traffic. And hopefully he'll get here. If not, he did pre-warn me this afternoon that there was a big crash on the motorway. So
that's an everyday thing in England.
yeah. Anyway, let's do a shout out. So we've got SYT, we've got Mike at Mass Aquariums, we've got My Saltwater Journey, Tom, we've got Rip Van Winkle, which I love that name. We've got Ailey, we've got All Thumbs Down, we've got Method, Paul New Reefer. Ooh, still going up, still going up. Metals. Hello. Right, I can throw the link in. Someone can join me. Ah, we've got SC Reefer jumping in. See, SC Reefer, how are you doing?
What is up, buddy?
What's up?
Hey. Hey, I was on Reefing with O's channel last night, and I saw your merch. Looks good.
Oh, I didn't see his channel yesterday.
Oh yeah. Last night he had a late night going on. He had your shirt on. He had your mug. Looks good. Looks good.
Yeah. Harry Reef, how are you doing? Mr. Sir Woody's in. Hello, Woody. We know you're working, so thanks for jumping in.
He's riding on everything Michael is doing on the highway.
Yeah, like I said, Michael's running late. But hey, we'll try to keep it going as long as we can. Well, I've got work in the morning, so it's not going to be that late. And my wife's just going from work. So.
You work on weekends?
Oh, yeah. Do Saturdays. I don't do Sundays, but Saturdays, yeah. I get one Saturday off every 6 weeks, I think.
Do you deliver post on weekends?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't do that here.
They don't do it anywhere else. I think the mail to be delivered. I think it's Saturdays in the UK.
We don't even get mail today. When it's a red day.
No, we don't. They don't today. Bank holiday today. Good Friday. So there won't be any mail today, Sunday, and Monday because bank holiday Monday, you know. Hello, Mad Dogs. Let me give you your wrench back. There you go. Mad Dog's got his wrench.
So I'm in the process of I'm going to be catching these fish soon. I've been doing a video today. I got this little trap here. I got to put all these guys in the QT tank.
Just catch them with the net at night.
I tried catching them. I re-aquascaped everything in my tank. These guys, they're quick. So I'm going to throw some food in this little trap here and slam that door down on them.
What fish are they?
Well, I don't know if anyone saw my previous videos, but I got wiped out here, man. I lost about 15 fish to ick and marine velvet. So I'm trying to get the rest of these fish out to put in the quarantine tank. I put all my corals down there in the display refugium. That's shut off from the rest of the tank right now. So I'm going to go fallow for about 72 days and let these parasites run their cycle and die out.
I've had velvet, and it is one of the most devastating things you can have in your system. It wiped out 90% of life.
Oh yeah, it wiped out 15 fish in like 3 days.
Yep, same as mine.
Velvet, you're over.
Yep, so I'm not going through that again. QT all the way, and just take my time.
Oh, definitely. Always QT, always quarantine. Like I say a lot. Yep. It's hard with velvet because a lot of them just die. Even when they're in QT, they end up dying. But mine, I had a fox face, a cleaner ass. What else was in there? I can't even remember. I think there's 4 fish altogether. I put them in, and they all survived.
Yeah. So. I lost a lot of money. It's expensive hobby.
Take that velvet out.
Say that again.
Don't his UVC destroy the velvet?
No, UV, no. It's velvet so hard. It's rapid. As soon as it's there, it's gone. It gets them, and you're over.
Yeah, I think the ick parasite and all that. It's about 6 weeks or a little bit more. Well, more than that.
Yeah, velvet is less. It's got a lot less. I think I only did mine for, I think it was 52 days. I think.
Oh wow, okay.
So it's not as long as ick. Well, what you might as well do, you might as well follow it past the ick cycle. So you've not got ick or the velvet.
And it's funny because I've been examining these fish, and they're like, they're crystal clean. I mean, there's not even a dot on them. I mean, no velvet. They're perfect. It's like it didn't affect them for some reason.
Some fish are more, what do you call it?
Resilience.
Resilient to the velvet.
And these fish I've had since day one. I mean, these are the ones that only lasted since these were like the first fish I've ever purchased.
Yeah.
And they're doing really well.
3 days on velvet or follow is genuinely 60. Yeah, but I think it's less than that. But you go 16, you've got rid of it. But I think it is less than that. That's why I went 52, and it was perfectly fine afterwards.
Yeah, and I got some gobies. I know one lives down there with his little partner, and I think one lives in that hole. So I got to get those guys too. Sometimes they pop out over here in that little area. I'll get them all out. But yeah, they got these just sitting in here for now. Got to get them transferred back over.
It looks good in there.
Yeah, actually, this UFO light is incredible. I mean, I was talking about this last night, and this coral right here is so plumpy. This Lobo right here, it didn't even look like that in my main display. I mean, this thing looks awesome. And all these hammers and hammers and torches and that one frog spawn, they look great. That's cool. I run this little 300-watt UFO light. I run it for like 5 hours a day, just to, give them a little something. But yeah.
That's
Paul New Reefer. What's velvet? Sorry for a stupid question. And what are the symptoms? The symptoms are your fish look like they're peeling. Like when you've got sunburn, your skin starts to peel. You'll see like a silky glaze over them, and it starts to peel. Then they start turning white. So your fish looks like it's all blotchy and white, but then just die. Quick. It's quick.
Yeah,
quick.
It's overnight.
Yeah, it is. It's overnight. Exactly.
If you see velvet in your tank, you're guaranteed on 50% of your fish are going to die.
Yep.
Because it catches that quick. It goes from one fish to the other instantly.
Yep. I had all those fish in there. I mean, in a week's time, I was looking at them. I was like, whoa, what's like this white flaky stuff all over their body? And then 3 days later, all 15 fish dead. That's how fast it was. Wiped the whole thing out.
The thing is, when they've got velvet, if a fish has got velvet, they're so stressed when they've got it. If you freshwater dip them, they could just die. So the best thing is to get them into a system with normal salinity with copper. Don't put them in like hypersalinity straight away, because it'll just stress them out.
Oh yeah.
Copper is the best thing for velvet.
Yeah, I have my.
I took my friend's house straight to my friend's house. He put it straight. He had a huge tank, like 7-foot tank of copper, and he kept it there all the time. It was a pure quarantine system, and he put my fish in there, and they all survived.
Yeah, this is my little QT tank. It's all ready to go.
Is that hyposalinity, or is that just normal salinity with copper?
It's just normal salinity. I didn't put any copper in yet.
Right.
Yeah. So it's ready to go. I'm just waiting to catch those fish, and I should be good.
Yeah. It's like Jurgen. Yeah, slow hypo works. But for me, hyposalinity is good for fish when you're trying to get stuff. But when they've already got velvet, I wouldn't put them in hypo. Like I said, because they're that stressed as it is. And like I said, hyposalinity, fish don't mind like lower salinity. Corals like high salinity, fish like lower salinity. But 120 is good. But when you go in hypo, you go in 1.09, which is a bit low in it. and it does it stress them out of it. But like I said, copper worked for me, and if it what, I think.
How long do you think you have to treat them with the copper? Like about 3 weeks, maybe?
I just keep them in there for the full cycle. I kept mine in for the full cycle of 50 odd days.
Got it. Okay.
You know what I mean? You might as well keep. What's the point in taking them out? If you're going to keep that fallow, you might as well keep them in there. It's not going to do them any harm. Just make sure you have a copper test. Because when you top your copper up, and make sure you can't, you overdose on copper, it's going to kill your fish.
Got it. Yeah.
Just make sure you've got a decent copper test. Make sure you test it before we go in and keep testing it. You know what I mean?
Got it. Yep. Absolutely. Appreciate that.
But it's, like I said, a lot of people don't. They seem to go with a dose, 2 catfuls to so many litres. They do that. They test it. The copper's way up. The fish dead. You know what I mean? So
yeah, do some water changes to get rid of the belters.
Yeah, Paul, it's a parasite. It's a parasite. It's like a white spot. You get white spot. Eventually, it goes in the fish. It's just a parasite, and it's you bring it in. It doesn't just like what people assume it comes in on thin air. It doesn't. It's you bring it in off something. So if you've got a fish and you've not quarantined a fish, that fish might have velvet. It might have an egg of velvet. Just whack them on the edge of its tail. It blows it off. It comes back onto another fish. It spreads like wildfire.
Oh yeah, I experienced that.
See, with me when I had velvet, it was like pouring bleach into my system. That's how quick it killed the fish.
Yeah,
it was
the tank immediately.
But the thing is, it's like I say, you quarantine everything. I did not learn from my mistake because I went and I got fish from the LFS and then stuck them right into my system when I set a new system up. But the LFS I got them from, there wasn't a copper system running copper. And I didn't get them straight away. I knew there was in a copper system for a few weeks. I picked my fish, left them in the LFS in the copper system, making sure they looked all right. So every day I was going in, because I drive past, I was going in every day, checking the skin on the fish, making sure they was being fed well, making sure they was eating. Then I took them, then put them in mine. So it saved me quarantining them because there was actually in a proper copper quarantine system. That was separate from the other main system and all. So it's not like there was bringing other fish in, adding them to the thing, and the cycle was going. It was in its own main system, a copper system with my fish in it, in the LFS. That's funny because I knew the bloke at the LFS and he was all right with me.
I still don't have a quarantine system. I need one.
Once velvet appears, you have a limited time to start treatment. You need to start it now. Yeah, you need to start it now. As soon as you notice it, you need to get the fish out now. It's not like I'll do it tomorrow because they could be dead tomorrow.
No, it has to be immediate.
They need to come out straight away.
But what's really the percentage that fish will even live, you know?
Well, if you spot it straight away, like you see, the thing is what's hard about velvet, you see velvet on a fish. Now, I've got fish in my system. If they have a bit of slime coming off them, you can mistake that for velvet and think, crap. You need to know the signs of velvet. You know what I mean? You need to know what velvet looks like. And what a lot of people don't do, they don't read about parasites on fish. Because you've got white spot, you've got black spot, which is not black spot. They don't even know what it is. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them things where they're like, what is it? Is it like ick? No, it's not, but they still call it black spot, which is hard to find. You've got velvet, you've got brook, there's so many things and you need to understand, like brook and velvet are very, very similar when you see them on your fish. So you could have velvet, you could have brook. The symptoms are the same.
Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I took a picture of it and I sent it to my local LFS. I go, what is this? Because I wasn't even sure. And he's like, dude, you got velvet, man. You're done. That's exactly what he said. You're done. I said, oh, thank you. He goes, how long has it been? I said, well, they have it for about 2 days now. He goes, it's too late. They're done. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah. You catch it the first day. If you can get them out the first day and get them straight to copper, you've got 7 to 80% chance that they're going to live. It goes into the second day, third day, you're talking 10, 20%. Goes into the fourth day, you're picking a dead fish out of the water. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it is quick. Like my clownfish was the first to go. Well, one of my clowns were the first to go. Then it went from one to the other, to the other, to the other. And then my foxface, which are more resilient to velvet because of this. The thing is with fish, you got the fish with scales and then you got the fish with skin. Do you know what I mean? So if you look, some have like a skin and some have scales. So the scaly fish are more prone to getting it quicker because it gets under the scales, but the skin, you know, like the fish will leave more of a skin. They're more resilient. Like foxface are more resilient to it, but with foxface got it, and it looked a mess. It got it,
Now,
and it turned black patches all over it. Do you know where it was like tacky?
now, there are certain fish that you can't use copper on. Is that correct? Is that a scaleless fish? Without
Foxfaces are not scaleless fish, but my went into copper. You need to read what fish it is because some don't like copper.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you which ones they are. Like me, if I didn't give a crap at the time. I just wanted all my fish out straight into the copper. I didn't give a crap. You know what I mean? I just wanted them all out. But there is some fish, and I couldn't tell you what they are. Like my mandarins dropped like that and all. Like
I did a link call, chat room and a picture of it.
Just get it up.
You know, I could just imagine someone has like my tank was only 3 months old, so I was just on to put corals in, and this happened. You know, I'm able to break it down and do that. But if someone has an established tank that's up for a year or two, and it's filled with beautiful corals, and they get marine velvet, and they have, how do you deal with that? You know, that's like, oh man, that's got to be like heartbreaking.
I was when I got it, I genuinely wanted to pack up and leave. I wanted to finish the hobby. In fact, it was my wife that said, "Don't, not me." It's like every now and then I always have these feelings where I just want to pack up and go. You know?
Yeah, I hear you.
A few months back, when all my corals, I came home. My wife said, "There's a funny smell in the living room." As soon as I walked, she rang up and told me, "There's a funny smell in the living room." I walked through the door, and all I could smell was SPS. As soon as I walked through the door, straight away I knew corals had died in my system. I walked over to my tank, and I had like 4 colonies completely just stripped away within a day. And it was only the colonies that died. No other coral died except just the colonies, the big colonies died. Like I said, devastating. And that's when I said, I even came in there, so I had enough. I'd had enough. I just wanted to pack up and go. It's an expensive hobby. And when things die and you've got to pay for it again, you think, is it worth doing it? I know a lot of people in here, when things go wrong, they can't afford to redo it. And it is heartbreak. One sec, Seymour, let me just get you the link. Oh, Ailey's there already, it's too quick. Yeah, tangs are always more sensitive to ick and other problems. Yeah, tangs are bad. In fact,
Hey, Craig.
I had.
Hey guys.
Yeah, I had. Hang on. I was just going to ask my wife, but she's not there. I'm positive I had a regal tang. Or people call them hippo tangs, whichever you want to call it. I had a regal tang. I'm positive I had a regal tang at the time. That went into the copper. Do you know what? I must have had a regal. I did have a regal tang, and it survived, even though it's more prone to dying. But yeah, that survived. Is that a corner tank on screen? So that's Tom's tank, and I think it's just a bevel tank in it, Tom.
Looks like a bow front.
What do you say? It's a corner tank.
Oh yeah, it is a corner tank. There you go. Mark Edwards, 1 point for you.
All right, so can I weigh in?
Yeah, crack on, mate. It's all yours.
I had ick for the first 9 months of my hobby. I read all the stuff. I did 6 weeks. It came back. So I'm not going to identify the fish, but what I did learn from it is angelfish and certain tangs. That I can't name off the top of my head, but certain tangs, you have to ramp it up, the copper. So you're going to spend 2 weeks getting to 0.22, right? A mandarin, you know, any of the dragonettes don't do well in copper. A lot of people will low dose them in a separate system. So get them up to 10 or so just to, hopefully kill the ick. But yeah, go ahead.
Do you know, you mentioned angelfish then?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what I said before that my clown was one of the first to get it?
Yep.
I'm lying. It was my flame angelfish.
It could have been, yeah.
It was my flame angelfish, and in fact, I remember it because it turned white nearly.
Yeah, you try to explain, like, with ick is, go ahead. Whoever was going to talk there. Is that Chris? I'm trying not to step over anybody.
No,
Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
that was Chris.
No, it's how to explain it. RASes, almost all of them do horrible in copper. If you try to go right to the therapeutic level, which is 0.22 ppm, you're probably going to wipe those buggers out. That's the way it is. My 6-line instantly succumbed to the copper. And I killed the coral beauty doing the same thing. So I started asking around my local guys and everything, and what they said was, oh, you have to ramp the copper up for these fish because they just do absolutely horrible at an immediate therapeutic level. Next time when I was, going through it again, because 6 weeks is not enough. 2 months is not enough. You guys, you got to do at minimum 12 weeks, in my opinion. Okay, I say that's my experience. I haven't had it since. All the fish that I've had, I did pre-treat with copper before going in my system because it was such a bad taste in my mouth, losing a few $100s in fish, that now thankfully, a few $100s. What am I talking about? That's my coral explosion. Sorry, guys, just a sec here. Give or take, I probably lost $300-400 in fish. Not a lot, but still. But it was losing them. I never lost one in quarantine except for the coral beauty and the wrasse. Once I had it figured out that I had to ramp it up slow and test with a Salifert copper kit, everything went much better. Everybody survived it better. I put my Watchman goby and the pistol shrimp into a separate tank so that the Watchman goby was not in the tank while it went fallow, so he wasn't a carrier, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Now, the only thing and this is my big piece on it, unless you are willing to do the most stringent quarantine, which is fish are quarantined before they ever touch your system, corals and inverts are quarantined for 90 days. 90 days before they touch your system, you're going to see it. It will happen to you. It's not if, it's when. And hopefully it's minor and it's a support thing. Other than that, my piece is done. My rant is over.
Well, see, over the last 2 years, I've not put any corals in my system that haven't been. I'd say 2 years, I must have added 3 or 4 corals into my system because all I want is everything to grow out. So all these from Frags to grow out. I put a few in, and they've all been treated. And touch wood, even though there's no wood near me, got to do it now.
Hey, jeez.
Touch wood, I've never had a parasite in my system up to yet. I've never had any bugs, flatworms, nothing like that. So
nice.
That's why I'm really, like, everyone's like, go and buy a new coral. And I'm like, no. It scares the shit out of me. I know it sounds stupid, but when you've been through velvet, it scares the crap out of you putting anything in your system.
Thankfully, I skipped that. I had brook.
Right.
I had clownfish with brook. And the only way I found out I had brook, I had bought my clowns at the same time as a buddy had bought his Darwin clowns. His female died in hours after he spotted it. And his male was just barely holding on. And the pistol shrimp in his system took it because it was so weakened. So he just snapped him and yanked him under the rock. So he called me and he immediately told me, what did they look like? And I said, was it velvet? Do you know what it was? And he didn't really know, but he said it looked like brook from what I read. So I went and started looking at my 2 little clowns, and what I saw was just that bit of fuzz over the eye on one of them. Yeah. So I caught them both, and that should be a clue. I caught them both with a net easily, right? So they weren't really not swimming or acting weird, but they weren't exactly being like clowns going, yeah, you ain't catching me with a net, buddy. I put them into a football. I had no access to formalin. The only way to treat Brooklinella, guys, is formaldehyde. If you look it up, that's pretty much the #1 way you're going to be told. And formalin works best, but no access to it in Canada. Formaldehyde is illegal to possess, per se. So I used ICX because it's 3% formaldehyde and malachite green.
Right.
Put them in a foot bath of that for an hour with an air stone and a heater, and then put them into a clean tank by themselves. And I treated them again on the way out the exact same way, and then put them back in the tank, and those guys are still alive today.
Yeah. Timo?
I'm sorry, guys. Real quick, I gotta jump. If you guys are on later on, I'll hop back on.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll catch you soon.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
All right. See you later, mate.
Yeah,
Bye, guys.
yeah. I'm listening.
Bye.
So have you ever had broke ick, a big outbreak of ick, not just have ick or velvet?
No, I think anything I have to say about diseases is stuff like I'm just regurgitating from other people. I have no first-hand experience. Whenever I get stuff from online, I tank transfer method. I, keep the fish like 2 days in some other soup of stuff I mix up, and then I put them in my tank. I don't have the space to quarantine, but I at least try to do tank transfer method.
Yeah,
It's a lot of salt water. It's a lot of work, but I think done properly, it breaks the ick life cycle. And then I just put them in especially when I get stuff from Live Aquaria that is, you get like a 2 week. By the time you finish putting them through that process, it's still under warranty. But at this point, man, it's 2 years. I have some fish that are pretty established. If I had to catch them to kind of treat, it would be a pain in the butt. So, but in terms of personal, I think I had flukes once with some Antias, and I couldn't catch one. So I had to treat the entire tank with, I forgot the name of the medication for flukes. And, I had that Antias for probably another year after that. But 2 of them succumbed to the flukes. I started looking closely, took some videos, took some pictures, and I saw the big things like attached to their gills moving around. But sorry, man, not much experience with parasites and ick and treatments and stuff like that. But when I do get a better tank, bigger tank, and move, I got to have a quarantine system. I got to. If you have a big tank, to be able, I feel for SC Reefer, the fact that he had to catch fish out of that, it's a lot of work.
And not only that, to have, how many fish did you say died? 15?
14, 15.
14, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, my wife, that'd be it. I couldn't keep her in the hobby if that happened. I lost 2. And then the jumpers, maybe I've had 3 jumpers. And
Really?
that almost took her out of the hobby for me.
I lost a whole tank with 15, 20 fish and all the corals. It's all white.
I bought a Regal tank when I had my 4-foot tank and it whacked that out with ick.
Ooh, yeah. Tangs are the worst. Regal tangs are the worst tank. And powder blues and powder browns.
I've heard that.
Tangs. Yeah, them are the worst ones.
I literally
Blue tanks are
bought.
the worst.
I went out and bought about, 15 fish, and then the only thing I never had was a Regal tank. So I went and bought one. Within about 2-3 months, my old tank was gone.
Wow. Yeah. At one point early on in my tank, I used to take fish from my LFS because I think I spoke to someone there and they said, "Oh yeah, we quarantine." And then one time, I forgot how the conversation came up, and I started asking more in-depth questions like, "Hey, what do you guys do? I want a copy." And if you ask them like, "Hey, do you quarantine?" They're like, "Yeah, we treat our fish." I guess they get slick with the words, but when you start asking in-depth questions, like, we don't really quarantine. We just, we just add a little bit of copper or something, and we put like some other treatment in the system. But I thought, even with my old tanks, I was going to that fish store thinking they quarantined everything before they sell it. But luckily, again, I'll be lucky, I haven't had any kind of serious disease except for that flukes. And that's because I bought a Petco fish. So no more Petco fish for me.
I've seen videos from Petco. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, Petco. Oh. Sometimes it's cheap. Like I think one time I went in and they had like yellow tangs for like $29.99 or $30 purple tangs.
It's like flea
like,
markets for fish.
Yeah, but yeah. There's a Petco in New York City, Union Square. If anyone knows the city, there's a Petco there that, the guy there adds copper to the system. And he says, management doesn't want me to do it, but I do it. Because he said if I don't do it, our fish get wiped out easy. But, yeah, man, no Petco fish for me. Stay away from that.
Yeah, I hear that a lot, actually, about Petco.
Yeah, just write in Petco on YouTube. You will see all the videos. Oh my God!
Some of them are good. Like I've been to Petcos that have frag tanks, and the thing about Petco is it really depends on the manager. I've been to a Petco in Paramus, New Jersey. The manager used to be the store manager now was the manager of the aquatic section, and she's a reef keeper. She had tanks, so her thing with the aquatic section is she bought like tanks, she bought T5s. There was a guy there who was very anal about the tanks, so they had T5s, so they wouldn't get SPS, but they would get LPS, and the stuff did well. So I've been to. They're mostly bad, but you can get a few gems. You can find a few gems in Petco's, but I gotta say, most times, 6 out of 10 stores are just bad. Like they don't know what they're doing. But
Some of them really care just about the money.
Yeah. Well, it's a retail. To be honest, it's a retail store. Like, it pays retail money, so you're not gonna find skilled hobbyists willing to work there.
No, they want more money, so.
Hey, good help is hard to find, and you have to pay money for good help. So.
Yeah, no. When I look for job, it's the same thing. They always get the less experienced people because they cost less money.
Yeah. Sometimes,
You got your job out?
I think so. I think it's almost there. I think, hang on a second. There's a biker passing. Let me mute.
Didn't finish his sentence then before he muted himself.
Yeah. It's ambulance or it's bikes?
Yeah, I think I'm 90% there. So I actually went and did like a drug test this morning. Whoop, whoop. So I hope I flushed, those drugs out of my system. Whoop, whoop. I think I'm like 90-95% there. But,
we all know you'll get it. Don't you worry about that.
You never
Michael
count
will be
the
streaming at
chicken
11 or at 10
until they hatch. So April 16th, I have to fly back to Memphis again, and I start that day in Memphis, Tennessee. So
you'll be right. You'll be right.
Hey, should be fun, man. Should be fun.
Double paycheck.
Double paycheck, man. It's not bad.
Free hotel.
But how is that double
Your own
paycheck?
airplane.
Hey. They pay for it, not me. So
Yeah.
The
2
MD
hours
is
is
in
not
there.
bad.
Well,
2 hours is not bad. Flight. I literally just download some Netflix shows, and by the time I got through 2 episodes, it was already time to land. Well, yeah,
That's good.
yeah, it's good. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
I heard about the new airplanes. You're going to have onboard Wi-Fi as well.
Oh, the thing is, if I'm a T-Mobile customer, you get free Wi-Fi on the flight. However, you do get free Wi-Fi, but all you can do is message and text. So you can text. But that's free for everybody. But then you can get like Wi-Fi if you use like a certain carrier, but I'm not switching. If you use T-Mobile, you can get on, which I think is owned by Deutsche Telekom.
Everything's owned by Deutsche Telekom.
Yeah. You know what? Over here, if you have T-Mobile here in the US, if you go abroad, you can actually get free internet abroad. You can call a lot of countries for free.
Right. Yeah, we have that where anywhere in the European Union, we can just use our phone as if we was at home.
Not anymore with Brexit, maybe. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, no. Canada, it's all, you're lucky you have a phone. Get over it.
Yeah, when I go to Canada, I can use my phone free. Data, internet, everything.
Yeah, if we go to the States, nope.
No. For us, to use it over there, it costs £5 a day in the States.
Yeah. I'll be home in a minute, Paul, so I'm gonna fire the stream up at 10.
You can't let go, Mike.
Yeah, no worries.
So we're going to continue what you've been talking about and talk about it. We were talking about it earlier on in Craig's stream. So got a few things to talk about. Ick a bit, you know, extra than what you've just been talking about now.
Velvet. Oi. There's no way that you're doing the lemon thing now, because I told everyone you're not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
I didn't even go get me a lemon because you said
No.
I wasn't using a week old. I wasn't using a week old lemon.
No, we're not doing it. We'll do the lemons on another day, maybe Sunday or something like that.
Right.
Because I haven't got lemon. So I'm just going home now. I'm gonna get set up and stuff. But how is everybody? Who's in the chat? How many people are watching? What's going on?
26.
26 people in the stream.
Yeah.
How's it? What's people's thoughts, comments been about? You know, with the topic, with the ick topic.
Well,
it sucks.
Yeah.
Who's got all that background noise?
Jürgen.
Adjust them to.
Jürgen, I just muted when he was talking, so you can unmute yourself and talk, and then mute yourself. Sorry about that. Say hi to the Cheeto eating. All right. Mike at Matt Aquarium, Michael said, say hello to the Cheeto eating Belen for me. Hello.
I wonder who he's talking about. Craig, I think he's talking about you.
No, I ain't taking the fall for you this time, buddy. You go get your own.
Get the toe.
Get the toe.
Nick's got a new picture for his YouTube. He's got a yellow.
I finally talked him round. Finally got him to change that bloody name. Yeah. Easy Reefer is no more. I killed Easy Reefer.
There you go.
It's destroyed.
So Anika's in here. Anika, what you saying?
Yeah.
Who?
Annika.
Sorry, I was watching Annika's live stream last night.
Oh my god, that was that was supposed to be like
drinking wine.
Yeah, that's like my April Fool's stream. I went on there with a chick who's like this really serious YouTuber, and people recognized her and were like really surprised. Not only surprised that she and I know each other and that we live in the same neighborhood, but that she was talking about like completely non-serious subjects.
Right. Yeah.
She believes in mermaids.
She believes in mermaids?
Yeah, she believes in mermaids. We were drinking, so I don't think she genuinely believes in mermaids, but we were talking about, the whole thing was supposed to be about ghosts and the paranormal and aliens and like what we do and don't believe in. And I was like, I think aliens can be real, but I don't believe in ghosts. So it was a fun stream.
Oh, I still got to sign up for this. That would be it.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
you go ahead.
It was fun. No, it was fun. It was like completely non-serious, no politics, no religion, no, like just having fun, drinking, and yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I caught a bit of it, but it was late for me, so I didn't manage to catch it all. But I dipped in and had a look, and I'm loving the microphone setup. By the way, there's some beautifully expensive microphones there.
I have I have a podcasting partner, and he's a audio video technical guy. So we did I dropped the money on him because they're mine, but he was the one, we were kind of talking, and so we got like really good headphones and everything. So I have a real system set up. I have a real recording studio, but it's funny because I didn't set it up to make money.
Wow, look how quiet that went then.
It was kind of scratchy.
Seats and quiet.
Sorry, Annika. We got this thing about when, especially when Mike's cleaning out the truck or doing whatever at the end of his day, you have to mute him because it's
just too loud.
Yeah, love him, but that part, yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was mostly just lurking through here. Nick actually sent me the link on Facebook to watch you guys, so I was kind of lurking, and then I clicked the thing. I didn't really have much to contribute, but I'm new to the reefing hobby. I had freshwater all growing up, and I always wanted to be able to afford corals. So now I have like one nano reef tank, and I'm probably by the end of the year, I'm going to set up 120 gallon as I'm learning. And so I joke that I don't like freshwater fish because I think they're low IQ. But it's just because because that's all I was allowed to have as a kid. So I think I pissed some people off with that.
You might have, yeah. And the thing is I'd say to anybody anyway, it doesn't matter. Fish is a fish. You throw a hook in the water with bait on it, they all take it again. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think there were a couple of people in another stream that genuinely thought I don't like freshwater. And I'm like, dude, I'm obviously kidding.
I'm gonna send Joey, king of DIY, after you. Yeah.
He's the one I was talking.
Was it Joey? Yeah.
No, Joey thought it was hilarious. He was laughing because he knew I was teasing him. But yeah, no, I haven't seen a whole lot of his videos. But he's very interesting. So
is anybody waiting for Joey to get stung?
Kinda.
He got that black Voltan lionfish, and he's like, I'd never touch it. It's like, you're gonna have to reach in and clean that tank eventually, son.
Just try.
At some point.
At least you do it once.
Like to get,
so.
No, go ahead, Anna.
I was just going to say, at some point, I'd probably want to do a freshwater tank, but I think I'd want it to be as exotic as possible. I don't want to do goldfish or anything. I don't want to do all the basics. Yeah, I'd really like to go with, I'm also a fan of, like I said,
big.
Yeah. And I'd like to stick with corals for now. I have 3 little clownfish, but I really love corals. So
everyone likes. I don't like fish. I hate fish. But you've got to have fish. If you don't have fish in a reef tank, you really can't have a reef tank.
Yeah, you could buy fish poop.
What was it you were calling? What were you calling them? Jerks. You said all fish are jerks, wasn't it? Wasn't that you, Paul?
Oh, they're all bellends. All fish are bellends.
They're all jerks.
I hate fish. I've got fish in my system. My missus loves fish. She loves mandarins. She loves the clownfish, and she's always looking at it, going, "You need another fish." But I don't want another fish because then I've got to change the way I change my output of. Do you know what I mean? No. I'm happy as I am. And the more fish that pass away under their own things, not the way I do it, it's just better for me. But I've never, like I said, never hurt a fish. I never kill a fish. The fish that I've got in are happy as chappies. And one of them's 6-year-old. So two or three of them I've had for 6 years. So there could be a lot.
A pair of clowns that are quite old too, don't you?
Well, no, my clown, the original clowns he had, they died with velvet. And these I bought when they was babies. But these ones these are about 3-year-old with these ones. But even the boy's still very little. But the girl is like more than double the size of him now.
Yeah, I got a not a client. I wouldn't call them clients. Friends I help just messaged me that his coral beauty died, and I'm like, okay, do you know what happened? Any idea? And he's like, no, she just wasn't eating, and and I'm like, okay. And he goes, yeah, I had to tear apart the reef to get her, and I said, oh, so you're treating her? He goes, no, she died. And I'm like, why'd you have to tear apart your reef to catch a dead fish? Right? And he's not explaining it to me, and I'm sitting there thinking, were you going to tear down the tank, and you just don't want to tell me you were going to tear it down over the death of this fish? You know.
Yeah, you've got this. Is it Angelic Ways in the chat? I have a reef fish in my system. They've got to serve a purpose. Now, if you look at the fish that I've got, except let me just finish the conversation first. The fish that I've got, like the wrasse I've got, the tang I've got, they all serve a purpose. So I've got me fox face and I've got me coal tang, which clean all the algae off my rocks, and I've got all the wrasse I've picked because all the blackworms, bugs, and all that in my system. So all of them have got a purpose, except the clownfish, the mandarins, because they are what the wife picked. But there you go. I'll let you talk. I need to answer this phone, so just bear with me.
I don't need you to tell me to talk.
Crack on.
I think isn't the hard part to shut me up? Yeah.
It's like Michael. Can't shut him up.
Yeah.
You're a great talker. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy the banter.
Listening to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in love. All I just got to do to make everybody happy is in a world. The minute I do that, it's over, right? So
yeah.
I was actually the best time I've had in Jurgen. I'll shut up here in 2 secs. I promise.
Yeah, sure.
Is I had Haley in my stream last night. Just did a kind of after I called it. It was funny. And she actually hopped in and was talking. And we were just joking around about I don't know how hot tubs came up, and I said, "Oh, did you ever see the American Dad episode with the dip the toe?" And she doesn't like feet. I think that's probably common knowledge. She said it before, and I'm like, "Well, you got to dip the toe," and we did this whole thing, me and Mike, and it was hilarious. She was laughing so hard that literally, I don't think me and Mike talked for 10 minutes. We just kept saying "dip the toe" to get her laughing.
Yeah, when Haley starts to laugh, you can't quit.
I totally missed that one.
Yeah, that was. I think it's up. I think you can see it, but it was fun. Yeah, I think Mike could back me up on that one. Getting Haley laughing last night with that hot tub dip the toe stuff was hilarious. Yeah.
Hey, right.
Michael is there.
He's there, but he's not hearing. Oh, he's probably just ignoring me like a bellend. So.
Sorry, mate. I've just joined. What we're saying?
No, I was talking about getting Haley in the stream last night and getting her laughing with the dip the toe stuff.
Oh well, everybody here already knows Haley's cackle.
Yeah. So I didn't though, so it was great.
That laugh is brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, she was off. It was to a squeak at one point. So.
She was digging deep.
So Annika, I was just going to ask you. Let's hear your new tank, your Nano.
Okay, so I've only had it maybe no more than a month and a half. I bought it, and before bringing it home, it was well established for over a year. So before bringing it home, I said, okay, let me go home and figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do with the reef tank, because I don't know anything about any of these corals. So I took pictures of everything in the tank. I came home, I researched them, and decided which ones I wanted to trade out. Because I bought it, it was a display at a fish store. And like I said, it's a Nano. So it's 24 gallons total, 18 in the front display. It's an all-in-one. It's a Fluval M60. So the back has like the Callurpa and Chaeto and all of that stuff. And I went ahead and got a Ice Cap 1K that I just put in there about 2 days ago. The gyro. So it's flowing a lot better. Like I have it on the one where it's random up to 30%. And so I noticed that the flow is much better. So I have some anemones. I'll take a picture of it and show you guys. It's in the other room. But so far I'm really happy with it. I like I said, I got rid of some of the corals that were ones that I knew I wasn't going to want long term. I have some encrusting. I have an Acropora and a Stylophora, and then a Monty, but the rest are all soft. I have like a bubble coral. I have a really good hammer. So my hammer is growing new heads. My frog spawn had 3 heads, now has 4. And then my candy cane coral I had a candy cane that was a 2 head that's now a 3 head as of about a day ago. So one of the heads kind of split in half. So it's like I'm learning, so I'm new. So a lot of what I've been doing is just kind of lurking and listening and trying to learn off other people. Because I don't want to set up a 120-gallon system when I'm this new into it. But anyway, so that's kind of my story.
Always talk big.
Yeah. Well, I swore up and down I wasn't going to get a bigger tank, and then it kind of fell.
Is it already?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
120 gallon that is going to be delivered to my house in the next week or 2, and I'm like,
I just canceled the order 250.
You're going to see that studio get closed down and it turn into a fish room.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my husband. My husband, whenever I disappear downstairs, he's like, do you want to come play with your human children for a minute? Now you're inverts. He's like, you're invertebrates.
Sounds like my wife.
Yeah, no, my husband likes fish. He just thinks it's funny that he was into the hobby a little bit, and then now I am. And so it just, he thinks it's funny that I'm like on YouTube learning about corals.
It's good that I always say this to people. Do you know when people turn around and say, "Oh, me and my wife are going onto the fish shop tomorrow. This is my wife's fish," and I'm like, "Oh, no way! You've got a wife that's into the hobby as well. Marry her again."
I know you actually refer to your large tank, as your wife, right, Aaron?
That's the wife, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was actually my wife that named it, because basically it takes all of my time and it takes all of my money. So it's the wife.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's
She's a reef widow.
Yeah. Oh, she is. She's to be honest, slowly but surely she started to get into it a little bit more, not, you know, like not proper like, ooh, can I get a coral for the tank or whatever, but definitely, which is a bit of a downfall actually, because the more she's starting to get into it, the more she's starting to notice when a sneak fish or coral into the tank. So then there's a new coral.
She knows what it's going
to Let me just do a shout out here. Hang on a minute. Billy Pipes has just done a super chat. Thank you, Billy Pipes.
Yeah, so when I sneak stuff into the tank now, it gets noticed straight away. So I can't get away with it anymore. So now I've got to be truthful and honest with what I get. And obviously she's starting to get wise to how much things cost now as well. So it's like, god damn.
Now you're into it, Mike.
That's it. I'm in deep now.
Can't lie about the money.
Yeah, what we were laughing about, I got lucky. My wife sent me to go get a coral. Yeah. So
it's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's good. It's when you can get somebody involved in it with you. It's like, that's the reason why we're all sat here right now, because there's a group of people right here now that can share our hobby with us and, you know, help, you know, swap ideas and swap information. Whereas in our real lives, we don't really have that around us. So it's nice to have it, and it's nice to have all these people. But then, you know, when family members and stuff start to get involved a little bit more, it makes things either a little bit more fun or more difficult.
Well, I also use the excuse because I have 2 little kids that are about to turn 2 and about to turn 3. They're a year apart. And I always talk about, you know, we've talked about homeschooling. So I'm like, so this will be a great science thing for them. Like, we can teach them how to take care of the aquarium. And so I always use the excuse of my kids. I'm like the clownfish belong to my kids. They're not mine. So it's like, I just use that like, oh, we're going to get new corals for the kids.
But jokes aside, though, I'll tell you now, I have learned more about science, about, you know, chemistry and stuff like that since starting this hobby than I did in school. So
it's,
you know,
yeah, because it interests you.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. You know, I've not just got some teacher just banging it down my neck and shouting at me when I don't get it right. Yeah, I mean, so
this is fun teaching.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also the other thing I like about the reef hobby. I think the first day or two, the second person I ever discovered was Than, Tidal Gardens. And watching his videos, he has a very calm, you know, high quality video mixed with very good voice. And watching him take a coral that I didn't even know existed and explain it in layman's terms, but also use the scientific terminology, really made me feel like, okay, this isn't too hard for me. Because I mean, and I have a biology degree and I have a background in science, but it was overwhelming walking in a fish store and have them throw all these terms out at you and ask you, is it LPS or SPS? I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Here's a picture. Here's a crappy blue picture from my phone because I didn't know how to adjust my lights. So to hear someone like Than, who can take a coral that I previously was like, that's not really pretty, and explain to me why it's a nice coral or why it's not a nice coral, or I mean, for my tank and for my needs and how I feed and what other things I want in my tank, I think was really helpful. So I watched through a ton of his videos just explaining like one specific coral. Like he'd do a whole one about like Acropora. And at the end I was like, oh, I actually want one of those now. Versus before, I didn't really appreciate it because it wasn't like the right color. So.
Yeah, it's I've watched Dan a lot, and you know, I completely agree with you. It makes it so easy to understand something which is in essence is quite difficult, but you can really just go for it and just walk away thinking, I actually know what he said. I'm not just nodding my head and going you know, I actually do know what he said. So you know, that's the reason why I do my videos in the way that I do things, and I explain things in the way I explain it, like I was explaining earlier on about hair algae and basically using the analogy of food on a plate. And that's the way I do it and put my point across, by creating things like that to make people visualize what's going on a lot easier. Because I know myself, when somebody, you know, throws scientific terms at me constantly, and you know, they know what they're talking about and they talk to you like you also know what they're talking about, it's really difficult. So I always make sure that I talk to people in a way that I assume that they know absolutely nothing. and then they can then, whilst I'm talking, correct me and say, oh yeah, I know what you mean on that bit, and then I can, you know, move forwards and stuff. But I always take it that people don't know and then go from there. So I just think breaking things down into, you know, bite-sized chunks, easy to understand chunks, really makes you know, the hobby a lot more accessible for people.
Yeah, and visualizing is very good for people as well. It's easy for them to understand.
Yeah,
pictures and visualize.
Yeah, I'm in the hobby now for about a year, and I'm still learning. So it's cool to have, meet people like you guys explaining stuff. And well, yeah,
You'll still be learning in 35 years.
Yeah,
hey, listen, I'm still learning now.
An owner of one of the best local fish stores I have. It's a really small store. It's amazing. If you're ever in Houston, go to Ocean Life. The guy, it's like an older guy, and then I guess his nephew works for him. And I asked him, I go, how long did it take you to learn all this? He goes, I've been doing this over 30 years, and I learn something new every week. So he said that he's constantly learning about new corals that exist, like new, you know, he's having to learn. He said that he'll get a shipment in, and he'll have to like figure out how to acclimate it correctly. So, or he'll have to figure out how to frag something that he's never fragged before. And like I said, he's owned his store he's been in the hobby for over 30 years. So
yeah, you never stop learning this. That's why this hobby is fun. It's always a new thing. You see new things, you learn new things every day.
That's it. Was like people like, even people like Mike Paletta, Sanjay, you know, Cruz, people like that have got a very, very high understanding of the hobby are still learning, because the thing is as well is they may know everything that up until 2 weeks ago was relevant. They know it all, but now there's new things, you know, and each and every week there is new things. This hobby, especially in the past 5 to 10 years, has gone from this to this, you know. It's just, you know, the innovation and everything with this hobby and the accessibility now has just skyrocketed, which has made it a lot more accessible for people, and there's just so much more to learn. So you never stop. You'll never ever stop learning, and that's what I love about it. And that's part of the reason why I've stuck this hobby out. I've had multiple hobbies in the past that have lasted about a year.
Tang in a glass.
Tang in a glass.
Nick earlier sent me a link. And he's like, fast forward to about 4.5 hours into the stream. I'm like, oh my gosh, you nerds! Like, you just sit around talking about fish all day. And I got to hear you guys come up with the jingle. The Tang in the glass. I thought that was very precious. I was in my workshop trying to get work done, and I just started giggling.
I love how you worded that. It was very precious.
You gotta do it like this.
That had me in bits for hours. That even had me chuckling again today when Craig mentioned it. Oh God, Tang in a glass, love it.
So real quickly, what started the tank? Okay, so somebody mentioned getting a really small, like a 0.15 gallon, and
basically,
putting a tang in it. Like I was a little confused as to what was going on.
Craig, he's off again. Craig was talking about, you know, basically talking about setting up a small nano, like a pico, like a 5 gallon or a 10 gallon.
Yeah.
And then Nick is very professional, right? He's a very professional guy and everything else, but every now and then he starts deviating down a track, and if anybody sort of like feeds the goats, as I say, you know, if anybody acknowledges that he's going down that road, he's off. And I did it by accident yesterday. He was being a bit of a muppet, and he was being facetious by saying, can I get away with putting, you know, a large fish in a small glass or something like that? What fish do you reckon I could put in a glass? And then it just spiraled on from there, and that's when Tang in a Glass was born.
I'm back.
So
sure. I've just been offered a job. You know what I mean? So
doing
Cleaning
what?
fish aquarium.
A dope dealer.
Working for Booper. So.
What is
Oh,
that?
he's got the helmet on. I didn't even notice that. He's got the helmet on.
I heard when I heard that stream. I actually have a big metal Viking helmet that I'll pull out of my closet. It's in with all my costumes that I'll wear.
We are the Raiders of the Reef.
Right. I've got something. Right, I've got something, Michael, next week. Lemon challenge. Everyone has got to wear a hat of some sort.
No, it's Craig's
Yes.
thing. No,
Shut
it's
up.
Craig's thing. No, it's
So what
Craig's
is
thing.
the lemon? Is it lemons for leukemia or something? Is that a real?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yes.
what is it? Like, I haven't had the time to research all of this.
It's just an awareness. Well, you can tell it more.
Basically, what it was like a viral campaign where the idea was to get as many people as possible to sign up for the bone marrow register in a 24-hour period. So, you know, like the higher ups like Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon and people like that was doing the challenge and stuff to get more and more people on. But obviously it's still continuing after that period of time. And normally I don't get involved with any charitable things that involve money because, you know, basically. But this one, because it's about people signing up for the register and potentially donating their bone marrow to help blood cancer and stuff, I thought this was a good one to get behind. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. And obviously with the audience that we've got, the community that we've got, we thought it'd be great to sort of like transition, to try and stick with what the idea was, rather than just nominating 3 people to do it. Why not do what the original idea was and get everybody that's here right now to all together just do the challenge? You know what I mean? So we've got 10.
So go and donate marrow?
Yeah, so basically you don't have to, because obviously some people are a bit thingy about it because it does hurt. Yeah, but
I've done it before, but now I have epilepsy, so I'm on medication for it, and so donating blood and body fluids is not always a good idea if depending on what.
Just making people aware of it. So you just doing the challenge, making people aware of it. Even though you can't do it yourself, it's still a good thing to make people aware of it.
It's an easy name to remember. Lemons for Leukemia.
Yes,
it
kind
just
of
rolls
flows.
off the tongue, doesn't it? Yeah, that's it.
Good one.
So, although some people will be a bit adverse to actually signing up to the register, there will, you know, for the 10 people that we speak to, if one does it, then, you know, both Paul and I have done it. You know, I'm already an organ donor anyway, because as far as I'm concerned, once I'm dead, I can't take anything with me. So if I can help somebody else with what I'm leaving behind, then, you know, why not? So this is just, again, just that nice little thing that we can do to help humanity. You know what I mean? With the world the way it is at the moment, you know, it's just like these little things that we can do to just try and take that edge off. You know what I mean? And with our community that we've got here, we're always talking community, and we want that to not be a fake word. You know, we want community to mean something. So get together, do what we can do at any point we can do, and help people like, you know, Craig, for example, you know, trying to help his channel grow, you know, trying to get whoever we can to just help them. So this is just one of those little things to go along with that. I'm actually crapping myself, to be honest, in case they ask me to donate, because it bloody, as far as I've been told, it bloody hurts.
It's a big needle. It's like a corkscrew needle.
Right in your spine. It hurts like hell.
Nice.
Yeah, cheers for that.
Well, you know, it's because if you think to yourself, you know, adults, children, you know, I've got 4 kids, and I know that if my kids were in a situation where somebody who I don't even know has gone out and took that time out and gone through that pain to save my child's life, that's like, you know, how can you say thank you for that? So you know, you just got to do what you do to keep that ball rolling. You know what I mean? Because once the ball stops, it stops, and then we go to the world that we see on in the press at the moment, which is all negative, doom and gloom, and everything. So make your own press.
I live in the U.S. I try to.
Yeah, I don't watch television. I don't listen to anything.
Fake news. It's all you hear on the news.
Darth Vader's in.
Not Fraser.
What's going on, peeps? What's going on, peeps?
But anyway, before a minute ago, right, Billy Pies gave me a super chat. Billy, if you didn't hear me before, thank you very much for the super chat. I was on the phone, so I couldn't acknowledge you, and I felt a bit spiteful by just going thank you and then jumping off again.
I can't wait to meet Billy. I can't wait. I honestly can't wait for MACNA this year, because again, going off this whole community thing, the people that I see on a daily basis in these streams, and you know, people that I don't see, the people that would just, you know, just speak, or even people that just don't even say anything in the streams, and they do lurk. You know, when I get to this place, they will say hello. oh, watch the live streams, but I don't say anything. I get it all the time. And just being able to meet these people, it's like, wow. You know, I've had it a couple of times now with a couple of shows where you meet people. And it's just mind blowing that little old me. People
Are you going to
me.
Vegas, Michael?
Oh yeah.
You're going?
Yeah.
Are you laying over in Boston and picking me up, or what? What's happening?
I'm waiting for you to say I'm coming, but I know what you like, you grumpy old man. You won't leave the house.
Oh, I'll make an exception for you, of course.
Honestly, I swear to God, if you can, I want you to come. But I know what you like about not leaving your house.
Well, you know I love to gamble and I love to drink, so I'm pretty sure I can make an exception.
Go on, Annika. Go on, Annika.
And Mac does not till like September, October, or somewhere around there.
September,
right?
yeah, September.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you guys do VidCon? It's going to be this summer. It's like a big YouTube thing. You mentioned Peter McKinnon and Casey Neistat earlier.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you guys go to the big YouTube things.
No, because we're in such a small niche, and you know we're such small channels as well. I, as a YouTuber myself, when it comes to watching YouTube, I don't really watch fish videos. It's not really my thing. It's my hobby, but it's not what I'm really like want to watch. But what I do watch is I love video editing. I love watching people like Peter McKinnon, like Casey Neistat, and I love seeing how they create. I'm not so much about the content in which the video is, it's how they've made it, you know, and that's what stimulates me. So a show like that would definitely be interesting, but it's not on my scale, if you know what I mean, because I'd walk in and I'd be like, you know, I don't know what's going on or anything like that. But yeah, it may be one day, but no, I'll stick with the fish shows for now. Well, Mike, are you going to come then?
So if it's in September and we're going to New York in October, you're flying over twice in like a month? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
You're racking up those frequent flyer miles.
Right.
The thing for Mike, you sound like C-3PO. You sound like
Yeah, did anyone see Nick's comment there? I'm going to Vegas and nobody cares.
No, nobody cares. Not about you. It's not about you, Nick.
It's
I'll tell
okay.
you what, Nick. Me.
It's all about me.
Hey, Bubba's in the chat. Hello, Bubba. How are you?
It's Bubba Shinobi. Tang in a shot glass.
It's Bubba in a shot glass.
Dino. Hello, Dino. Reef Keeper. He's lurking. We get a lot of lurkers in here. We've got 44 people in. And if you say everyone put a thumbs up, you'll get 3. Because everyone else is just lurking. Everyone's just watching.
There's also just one thing that you're not considering is there's a lot of people that watch not logged in, and those actually don't count, I don't believe. I think they have to be logged in to count as numbers.
Yeah.
But if somebody embeds it somewhere and someone's not logged in, because I've watched streams, like I've had people send me a link to a stream when I wasn't logged in, just like, hey, look, check out this stream, check out what's happening right now. And I wasn't, nobody knew that I was listening in on them talk about me. So,
no, if you're not logged in, you can't do anything.
Yeah, and if your stream gets popular enough, it'll show up on the front page.
Hey Jürgen, is that a video or are you streaming your tank live?
I'm streaming it, yeah.
Oh,
So,
close up on some of that car. That looks nice.
Nick, it sounds like you're in Ethiopia and you're in the UK. That's how far away you sound.
I know, because my headset bust.
Yeah, you always have an excuse, Nick.
My solo journey, you have 4 thumbs down. I don't give a shit. If they want a thumb down, they can thumb down. I don't care. If they like it, who gives a crap?
What did I just miss? What's going on? I just heard everybody.
Yeah, my saltwater journey says you have 4 thumbs down. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I've got past the whole thumbs down thing. As soon as I put a video up or go live, I normally get guaranteed thumbs down. Before they've got
That's
me
a good thing.
Yeah, they've got me a notification, right? Just guarantee thumbs down.
This is the thing, and I've said this many a time now. Like I said, my focus and my thing is YouTube. you know, I use YouTube. I use my hobby to get me on YouTube. That's what I do. But if I had something else, then I'd use that. Like I'm gaming at the moment. I've got the gaming channel.
Yeah.
So I just like the creation aspect. I like YouTube, and obviously I delve into what YouTube is. The likes and dislikes. It's what's the word? It's acknowledgement. I forgot what the actual word is, but you know, people
Validation?
no, it's engagement.
Feel good factor?
Engagement. It's engagement. Whether it's a like or a dislike, it's engagement, and that's what YouTube noticed. So people have clearly got you subscribed. They're subscribed to you just so that when they get that notification, when they get that notification, they hit the dislike. You know, but as far as YouTube's concerned, as far as Google's concerned, you're instantly being recognized, and they're like, right, well, you know, let's see how this goes. And then, you know, you're getting the likes, you're getting the dislikes, you're getting a good, you know, it's normally 100 to 10, you know what I mean, or whatever. And as long as you've got, you know, good tags, good description, good thumbnails and things like that, your finger, and as long as the video isn't crap, you know, then those likes are just, you know, great engagement. Negative comments, as long as they're not like, you know, anti-Semitic, you know, flipping racial or whatever, you know, leave them.
Right.
Because again, it's engagement. It's all engagement. Yeah, and that's what Google. Go on.
I don't know if everybody has this feature, but YouTube catches a lot of my comments. If somebody says like certain words, I went in and put in like the types of words that people call women that you don't want to hear. So it catches those comments, so I don't even have to edit them.
Yeah.
And
they're filtered out.
yeah, you can filter out like anti-Semitic. You can even filter out misspellings because a lot of people would misspell certain words. Anyway, I wanted to say, Dino, I'm actually gonna have to head out in the next few minutes. I have to be on a call. If you want, I can jump out of the chat if you want to pop in. But thank you guys for talking. I'll be back later, possibly.
Well, we'll be over on my channel in 15 minutes. So if you want to come on,
I am subscribed, so I will.
We're going to be talking about.
Don't forget to hit the bell.
So obviously,
I hit the bell. I always hit the bell.
If you are new to hobbying, like I said, it might be an interesting subject for you because at some point you probably will face it. Yeah, I mean. So have a good day. And we hope to see you later on.
All right, bye.
Thank you for coming.
Danica, what we also have to do when we go on to
She's gone. She's gone.
She's gone.
Words through his
She couldn't even hear you anyway.
Nobody's listening to you, Nicholas. Just to let everybody know, I've clearly noticed that Nick is on one again. Don't acknowledge him. Leave him in the corner. Don't feed the goat. Right. So I'm nearly set up. You know what? I'm going to change it to 10:30 because I still need to eat my tea. So I'm going to change it to 10:30.
Yeah, I'm liking that green screen behind you, man. I'm still waiting on mine. He's saying Tuesday now. Can you believe that?
We'll see something amazing.
Just have to have on something one color.
I've just noticed, Mad Dogs, you've got a green screen thing on, haven't you? Without a green screen.
No, I've just got fishes swimming through me. Look, I'm swimming around in the back of my chair. Look, check them out. Look, there they go.
For green screen users, you've got to admit that is just pure quality in it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Anybody that has ever faced the turmoil of setting up and taking down a green screen, that is worth its weight in gold.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question, guys?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I need everybody's input because today's my birthday and my wife's going to get me either the M1 or the L1. But I see for the Ecotech return pumps, and I see that they have the same amount of max pressure, 6.5 meters. The only thing is the flow rate is a little bit more than the other one. One's 2,000 and one's 31. But I also have.
It depends on the height.
40s.
I guess.
I have 3 MP40s, and I'm just looking to get an Ecotech return pump because it's got some really cool features. Would the M1 work on my system of a 240 gallon with 3 MP40s?
Who's asking?
Where's O?
DMs, Reef.
DMs.
DM3. I tell you what, DM. I've just been checking out the new Think wireless controllable pump, and that thing, apparently, I've been told by a very good friend of mine, kicks ass. So I'm looking to get a couple of those in to try those out. So they might be worth a look as well.
Which one is that?
They're the Sichi. It's SICCE. Synchro, the new Synchro pumps.
Yeah, I'm trying to stick with Ecotech though, because everything I have is Ecotech. So I was just
really?
curious if anybody had any insight on.
Yeah,
I guess O was talking about, what was it, the
issues,
core?
I don't know if they've fixed those issues, because there were something with the M1 and the L1. After a while, people get a couple of issues with them, but I don't know if they fixed that now.
Well, I know they're not compatible with the new Apex, but
Right.
I don't even own an Apex, so I'm not worried about that. And then the
Right.
Core 20, I mean, yeah, that's an awesome pump, but you're looking at $500 and something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, anyway.
Very
Thank
expensive.
you. I appreciate it, Paul.
In the chat, you got Bubba saying happy birthday. My Saltwater Journey said happy birthday. Let's see who else said happy birthday to you. If you didn't say happy birthday, to him, you're bellend.
We're not going to sing it to him.
You can't sing it to him. It's actually a copyrighted song.
They will be monetized again.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't care. Let's get demonetized. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
That's terrible.
That sounds awful.
I just turned 40 years old. 40.
My ears are bleeding.
There is no way that that's going to get you demonetized. It might get people to switch off.
40. I can't believe it. I got 2 feet in the ground. So you guys don't know too much about them?
I've never had one, so like say I'm out. I can't even tell you, mate. There's no point in me trying to tell you.
I'm not even going to pretend that I know how anything about them. So
I'll be honest, I'm not a big Ecotech fan, so that's why I don't know much about them.
But there's a lot of videos.
Best
on
person
YouTube,
to speak
check
to, it's Reef Dudes. Reef Dudes will hook you right up. He knows exactly what to tell.
Hang on, how many people got in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're full at the minute, Seymour.
Hey, Seymour, you can jump in. Let me jump out, Seymour. You can jump in.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
I know you like your editing. You want to see something cool? Check this out.
I just want.
Can you see my screen? Yeah.
No. Yeah, now I can.
All right, check this out.
Too much time on your hands, Reef. Mad dogs.
Like that.
That's cool.
What have you done? Have you done the chroma key to the color of your smoke?
I'm blowing Reef, baby.
Who wants to know about Ecotech?
DM.
I do, bud.
Oh yeah, Seymour knows as well. Sorry.
What do you want to know about Ecotech?
My wife is gonna be nice because today's my birthday, and I was gonna pick up an M1 return pump.
No.
But I wasn't sure if I don't know if is it worth it? Is it good to have? I got 3 MP40s, and then with that, because it kind of got different functions, I think that would be plenty of like flow because I have 3 return lines in my tanks. You know what I mean?
What size is your tank?
240.
240?
Yeah, 240, and then I got the 3 MP40s, and I got 2 Jabo B8s or whatever, and then I was gonna go with an M1 return pump.
Your tank sounds like it's going to be a whitewater rapid.
Whitewater rapid.
It sounds like the only thing that you're going to be able to keep in that tank is salmon.
Super glue everything, even the fish.
I think
I'm going to be running all of them at like 1%.
How much turnover are you looking to get?
What'd you say?
How much turnover are you looking to get?
Well, I have a manifold that it branches off. So like right now, my pump that I have in there is actually, I don't want to run the water. I want to run the water more through my refugiums, and then because I have 2 refugiums and a sump, so I want it to go through there, and probably 5 times. I don't want it to go through too much. I want my pumps in the water to do more of the circulation and all of that. You know what I mean? I don't want to run a lot of water through, but I know the L1 is 3,100 gallons and the M2 or the M1 is 2,000, but they have the same amount of head pressure and everything. So I'm just kind of.
I think you should go with the bigger pump. I think you're going to have to run it at less, turn it down a little bit more and put less pressure on the pump. Make sure you use the biggest size plumbing you can, like an inch or maybe inch and a quarter, if you can. Like, I think you have to get the adapter straight from Ecotech, because it only comes with 3/4 and 1 inch. And I think you can go up to get those flow rates. And this is where the pump manufacturers are a little bit sketchy. But to get that flow rate, they give you a 1 inch and an inch and a 3/4 inch. You're not gonna get the posted flow rates if you use those adapters that it comes with. You need to go to like inch and a quarter or bigger. So you'll need to do that. What the heck is Mad Dogs doing?
Well, how would I do that? Because I already have everything plumbed to 3/4.
Oh, no. Don't get that pump then. Absolutely not. Do not get that pump. Don't get. Yeah, no.
I mean, I have an inch drain and a 3/4 inch plumb through to my tank. You know what I mean?
Wow. I mean, you know what? I would get if you. What pump are you running now? What's the pump you're running now rated for?
I'm running a Jabo 8,000.
If you're looking for more flow through everything you have, you're not going to get more flow by upgrading to the M1. I'll tell you that right now. You're not.
I'm looking for the versatility. Like I can change, different patterns. You know what I mean? I want to be able to change my pump, like kind of like how the MP40s are doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, DM. I mean, I think the M1 is fine in that regards, but I don't think you're going to be like, remember, if you start changing the flow rate on your Vectra pump, like your ATO is going to act crazy. Like everything is based. So you're not going to kick it up into detritus like mode. You're not going to do that. The only thing you're going to do is feed mode and slow it down. If you start like changing flow mode throughout the day, your ATO and everything kind of acts off of that. And it's not, I don't think long term like that. I don't think that's a good thing. Like you do not want to change. You do not want to go through the day and have different flow rates on your return pump. I don't think that's something you want to do. Maybe there's specific reasons, but what you just told me, I don't think that's enough reasons to kind of change the flow rates of your return pump throughout the day.
No, that's fine. I rather know than, you know what I mean. Because I see what you're saying now. Because if you change the flow rates and the water gets lower, then it gets higher or whatever, my salinity is gonna go off.
Yeah, I say if you're getting it for a birthday present, I say get it, but just don't expect higher flow rates from that pump based on the plumbing and everything. Because I've used 3/4 inch plumbing, and when I upgraded from like a different pump to the Vectra M1, I didn't get more flow rate. Like you need bigger piping to get more flow rate. So I say get it because it's a really nice pump. It's going to handle the head pressure well. But don't expect like significant increases in flow.
Personally, I say save your money and get a Jabo DCT 10,000 if there is one. 10,000. Go up a little bit. Save yourself some money and then invest that money in Carl.
Well, Mike, if he has $300 to spend, here's what I would do. I would still get the Jabo pump that Michael said, but I would upgrade to 1 inch or bigger plumbing because that's what's really going to make the big difference. That 3/4 inch plumbing that you're running, maybe you can keep the plumbing that's going to the manifold, but the stuff that goes to the tank off the pump, 3/4 inch plumbing is not. I don't think that's going to give you a lot of flow rate. I think you need an inch or an inch and a quarter. So if you have like, if your wife is going to get you something nice and the $300 budget, I would, look to upgrade the plumbing as part of that overall upgrade.
I disagree with you, Seymour.
Huh?
I disagree with you.
All right, let's hear why.
What nozzle is it that you use, Seymour, when you try to increase your flow rate?
Oh, here we go with the random flow generator.
No, it's not about random flow generator. What nozzle were you using?
100%. That's where we're going.
No. What nozzle were you using?
The Red Sea nozzle.
Seymour says it's a nice
Yeah,
pump.
so the Red Sea nozzle is what shape?
He's like, don't expect it to.
It's like
to
half
be-
inch. It goes
which
down
I'm
to
not-
half inch
it's
somewhere.
Not, it could be the same like I
Right.
hear, but I have different.
So you
it
got
does
a
differ.
half inch going to what, Seymour?
I think the Red Sea is like this
No,
weird
it's not going to have my tank open now.
where I think it's like barely over half inch in some places.
Right. So the problem that you had was that you went into a duckbill nozzle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to give you back pressure. So if you imagine if you took that nozzle off and it was an open end, then you'd get a hell of a flow rate through that. The thing is with the pumps is that you're providing a back pressure to it, so it's having to work twice as hard to push through the back pressure because you've limited the nozzle right down. So if you open-ended it, you'd get a hell of a flow through that.
You would, but to get anywhere close to that 2,000 gallons per hour, you can't do it with 3/4 inch plumbing. You can't.
Yeah, you can. I run DC 12,000s through 3/4 inch pipework.
You got and you measured the flow rate at the other side, and you got much flow rate.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Nick. I don't believe that.
I'll send you a video of it.
Let's get quibbling.
Yeah,
I'll send you a
because
video.
Nick,
But I mean,
Nick, the pump 12,000 liters, Nick, is 33% more powerful than the pump he's looking at. So,
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's why you
These are
got to
all
be
from
a
Play.
little
They're all in,
bit careful with it because you gotta look at the
guys are all
full
UK.
content of like the application, not just the pipework page itself.
They said it's a nice pump.
it is a nice pump. I have that pump. It is a very nice pump.
My wife is right there. She's.
It's a nice pump. It's a nice pump, but I still think
I'm not looking for me to jump through hoops, or I'm gonna, I'm not looking for miracles. I'm just trying to. I like Ecotech. It's just a good company, and I just want to. If I can get some more, I want to convert everything of mine into Ecotech.
Then go ahead and get it. The thing is, you're gonna be able. Who is that?
Yeah, who's making all that damn noise?
Sounds
like TMG.
I'm trying to think who it is. Can't see.
You're gonna be able to calibrate the pump. So when do you have a Reef Link DM?
Yes.
So you're going to be able to calibrate it. So when you put it into feed mode, it doesn't exactly turn off. It goes into low power mode. So food doesn't get flushed down your overflow. You can sync feed mode with your Vortec pumps. You'll be able. I think you'll like it for that. If you're looking for that integration, then I would go ahead and get it because you're going to like it for that. And then later on, let's say you want to use it for a different application, like a closed loop. That's when those other flow modes are going to come into, thing. And I love Ecotech support. They've always taken care of me. I love Ecotech support 100%. So for those reasons, I say yeah.
Let me show, right here on my system, I can connect a closed loop right here. I have a hole here and a hole here. So in all honesty, I could run my PVC or whatever, and because that doesn't have to be submerged in water, right? You can do it closed loop, meaning you can have the pump outside of the tank, right?
Yeah, and the Vectra, you can run it externally or internally.
So that's what I was saying. I could do it like this, and I even back here, I have a couple of ports that I capped. So I'm just thinking, and then over here is I got the Reef Link and then the other two.
If you're looking for integration, then I don't think it's going to get better than the Vectras. I like my Vectra.
It's all right.
I love my Vectra. Let me take that back. The only thing I don't love about it is the fact that it doesn't work with my Apex, but that's an entirely different story. But everything else I love about it. I've put other pumps on my same plumbing, and those pumps have stopped working after a few months or blow out, or like I put the Varios pump on this plumbing, and it started whining after a few months. And then there's other pumps, and the Vectra, 2 years, still running, still humming. If I didn't change my sump and my return area was smaller than the pump, I would still be using it. But I love it.
Oh yeah, so it's so you're saying it's a reliable. I mean, it'll work perfect for this size tank though.
Yep.
For what I'm looking for.
I think so. I mean, it's going to be more powerful or just as powerful as the pump you're returning it with. But you say you want the integration, so yeah, it's going to work fine.
Hey, DM, what size tank is it that you have?
This right here is a 240.
So that's the 8 foot? Oh, the 240 gallons?
Yeah, it's 8 foot by 2 by 27. And then I have this refugium replumbed into the system. It overflows into this system, which is I got like another small refugium here. And then this overflows into here, and then it goes back up.
Right.
There was a super chat of all thumbs down.
And then
to get my spinner back.
I am actually chatting to him in the chat.
This is like an old Beckett system, or I don't know, downdraft skimmer.
Yeah.
Thing's huge. If I take that silent, that pipe out of there, it's out. This goes out in my window, but it's super loud. It's sucking a lot of air, man.
That's the induction powered, right?
Pardon?
That's the induction powered skimmer, right?
Yeah, it's called Reef Exceptions.
Yeah.
Downdraft air, but it's a hell of a skimmer, man. Let me tell you. So, well, yeah, it's it's decent. I mean,
have you got any LPS in there, DM?
Yeah, this is all LPS. Or yeah, I got LPS. I got a Duncan.
Could you just hold the camera still on your LPS for me?
Let me just pin him. There we go. That's nice flow.
Yeah, that's the flow that you want.
That's perfect.
Beautiful one.
Yep.
These are my.
Looks good to me.
My, hammers.
Don't do more flow on that; it will destroy it.
I just got a new torch, and I don't know if you guys can see. There we go. That's all the flow I got on that torch, right? I'm not hitting it much harder than that.
Mine is barely moving. It just
This is my far corner. Like this is where my MP and then this is my. It's moving, but not.
See, DM, have you been told that you need more flow than that?
No. I just want the versatility. I just want to get rid of the pump that I have, just because I got like I said, I got a Gen 4, just for this little macro tank,
Right.
And I got all my pumps, and it's my birthday. Why not? You know what I mean? I want to.
Yeah, I understand.
Pump but don't increase the flow.
Yeah, what I was going to say is like Michael was saying earlier, like a lot of times, like when we were old school reefing, we were doing things slightly different, and we were like more flow. But actually, in your tank, I would actually turn your flow down just a touch, and you'll probably see even better polyp extension with that.
Yeah, I just like my huge SPF colonies though. I don't want them to not have enough flow. I got a lot of bigger colony like this. This is a big.
Have you been told that SPS needs high flow?
Well, I heard of that, but I don't know. I do everything by the eye, and do they like a lot of flow? I don't. That's what I was always.
This is the thing. This is sometimes I meet people on what I call is like they reef with fear. What it is, generally people do this. They say, "I'm worried that my lights aren't powerful enough. I'm worried that my flow isn't high enough. I'm worried that I don't feed enough." And generally, what happens is they actually go the opposite way, where the flow is too high, they feed too much, and the light is too strong. And you'd be surprised at how gentle a flow SPS actually needs.
You can get the SPS to grow in about 50 par as well. So
yeah, exactly.
I mean, as
Paul
long
might
as
be able to show you his tank.
as long as their tentacles are out and everybody's
No, the lights are off.
Oh, okay.
Turn them on.
I'm not putting the lights on.
Turn them on, Paul. Don't be a twat. Turn them on.
Right, that's rude. This is the Mike warm-up channel. You're not allowed to swear.
If you saw Paul's tank DM, it's like very gentle flow.
Nick, if I turn it on now, all the SPS will be retracted, so there's no point.
Yeah, but Paul's is predominantly SPS, and there's a lot of good SPS in there, and the growth is very good. Polymerization is very good, but the flow is probably more gentle
Minimal.
than you could imagine.
Yeah, it literally, kid you not, it literally just rocks like the slightest little rock.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do as far as my Reef link, but I can't seem to get my my programming down right. I don't know what is the best mode. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know it's, I don't know if it's tidal or if it's
Go for a pulse. Go for a pulse mode.
I just do pulse on two different speeds.
Right, I've just got another super chat. The super chat says, "This is for Nick Chan's educational rant. Bring it on."
Who did that?
Mr. Williams.
Mr. Williams.
All thumbs down.
The only way I can describe it, DM, if you get the pulse mode so that with your pumps working in unison, so your water is very slightly at the surface seesawing. What you'll see in your coral, you're actually not wanting to push the coral around with the pump. You're actually wanting to move the water with the pump, and then the momentum of the water movement then moves the coral. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
that makes sense.
Oh, my bad. So with these J-Bows, I should be on wave 1 and let it pulsate.
Oh yeah, do you know what? Is that that's a J-Bow pump? Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it right down.
And one is rocking.
Mode 1. Yeah, mode 1.
Mode 1 and put it on high or low.
Rocking, but slower.
Put it medium. Put it medium.
And then
halfway.
The little
speed to be on the slow speed.
Yeah, mode 1. The lights are your power, and then the little wheel adjusts your frequency.
That's
so it's how strong the wave is and how frequent it is.
One at a time, guys.
Yeah, do it. I do both. On mine, they're both half.
Yeah, but on DMs he's got a 8-foot tank, so I think you'll need full power.
Which one's he got? What is it? The 15?
Yeah, you want to be on full power.
It won't.
And then try.
Not with a 15. It's too big. The force is still too big.
Yeah, guys. Just try and let one person to talk and then finger, because at the moment you're crossing over each other and it's getting hard to listen to.
Yeah, and put it on full power, but then put your frequency on half. Because what you're going to need to do is use the power to push through the rebound that's going to bounce off the other side of the glass.
But has he got an MP4? Has he got an MP40 on the other side?
Yeah, but they're low down, so it won't affect it.
Right.
Put this on
Can you
fast.
see?
Yeah.
About halfway on the sequence. And then
Now that thing, see it spinning?
Yeah, that's it. So then give it a couple of minutes and just watch the water surface and see if it starts to do a rocking motion, like a seesaw motion.
You have to dial it in.
Yeah, and then if it starts
now,
to
do
move a
these
little
have
bit,
to be a
you might need
certain
to dial
height? Should I keep them close?
No,
mid?
that's fine, and just point it straight across.
All right.
Because what you're trying to do is get the water momentum going. So you're not pointing at the coral or rock. And as the rest of the tank picks up that momentum, all of the water will move with that momentum. That's
Haley said the 15 on that tank, 5 dots, the dash just before half will give a fabulous wave.
Oh, okay.
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
That's exactly what I just said. But
Yeah,
Nick
but
interrupted me and said no. So I'll just keep myself to myself. It's all right.
Just to let you know, Paul, as well, the camera's locked on my dog. Just in case anybody else is talking.
I just wanted to see what.
It's locked on Mad Dogs. I'm watching the YouTube channel. It's locked on. It was locked on DM.
All right.
No, I think that's his own little thing he's got up there, isn't it?
All right, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's his own little thing. He's actually muted, so we can't hear you, Mad Dogs, if you're talking.
Oh, my bad. I was saying, Mike is in the Hangouts. He's locked it at me a bit. Yeah, you know, sneaky guy.
That's it. I've locked it on you. When he was doing that smoke thing, I locked it on you. I've been checking you out for ages. I've been like waiting for it to change.
Yeah, it's like Haley said, the 15s are powerful. That's what I was trying to say. The 15s are so powerful. They blow water from a tank and they blow it out of the tank when they're on full. Even if it's a big one, halfway is well enough power.
I reckon. Can you switch your MP4 is still running as well, DM?
Well, yeah, I got the Reef Link mode. I mean, I have this thing, but I got to charge this. But yeah, I want to do my Reef Link to where I guess I can pulsate them too. But I have it right now. I have it like 10 different settings on each pump. You know what I mean?
Can you just stick your MP40s onto feed mode so they're not affecting the J-Bo?
Yeah. Hold on one second. I gotta go to my Reef thing.
Because I think Paul and Haley are right. I reckon that 15 will do it by itself.
Yeah.
I think you might be surprised.
2 15s is enough for that tank to keep it rocking.
Haley, I had 2 15s on mine, but I turned them up really high and blew the sand everywhere. I mean, she had a huge tank.
Yeah.
I bought a 15 once thinking, you know what, I got this 4 foot, I'll buy a 15. Oh my word. I tell you what, I turned it on the lowest and it was blowing water out of my system.
On my 4 foot, I'm running 1.8, and that's on the lowest setting.
Yeah, that's what broke on mine, you know, the 8. And the 8 is really good on low. But like I said, 15s are so big and so powerful. Yeah. For a cheap pump, you said cheap, they are cheap for what they are. They're brilliant. They're amazing pumps.
You talking about the PP8 and PP15?
Yeah, I use an 8 on my 4 footer, and that's or it's nearly 4 foot, and I just have one, and the water.
Yeah, you're talking about the J-Bo, right?
Yeah.
J-Bo J-Card.
Yeah, PP8, right?
I think.
Okay.
I think Nick's still got that. I think Nick's still running the WP.
I've got the PP8 on a single PP8 on my 75, and it does a pretty good job.
Yeah, the PP8 is the RW, exactly the same pump, not different.
Yeah.
I think they changed it. What was it? RW, SW, PP. Every year they change it to make it new.
Yeah, now they just came out with a new one too. They came out with their sine wave return pumps, and I think they just added a new line of wave makers.
Yeah.
Right. I like it though. It's getting better all the time.
Yeah. I like J-Bos. I got a 4 and 8 on my corner tank.
Hello, Lisa.
Wait, did Nick change his avatar to a Tang in a cup?
Yeah.
Tang in the glass. Tang in the glass.
A Tang in a glass Adaptasia?
Yeah. He needs food.
Is there some kind of thing? Maybe there's a backstory that I'm not privy to.
Yeah, from yesterday.
Actually, it's a challenge that I got given by Craig. So I'm gonna make Tang in the glass aquarium.
Wait, what's the challenge?
See if I can.
To see if you can get a Tang in a glass.
Ooh, 48 people watching.
How many?
48.
Watching you?
What do you mean watching me, cheeky cow?
Cheeky cow.
Hey, proper man coming out with there, Michael.
I think that's the most people he's ever had watching. That's a record.
It's not. It's not.
Well, that time when you got naked on camera, that doesn't count.
How's DM getting on? How you getting on, DM?
It's not letting me. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. It won't let me put it on feed mode off of my phone right this very second. But I mean, it is now. Hold on, let me show you. I mean, it is. I mean, everything's calmed down.
Right. And then, did you start to get a rocking motion with the water yet?
Oh no, it is working. Never mind. I basically turned down the pumps. It looks like this pump isn't really.
Hey, DM, I got a question for you. I've never gotten my Reef link to work wirelessly. I always have to plug it into the router. You have yours. Do you have an Ethernet cable running to yours, or
no?
It's been working there for a while and stays. Wow. Yeah, I can't get mine. Mine stays for 10 minutes Wi-Fi. That's it.
Yeah, no, mine's doing okay, but I'm having a difficult time trying to change my mode settings on this and my scheduling and all of that stuff. For some reason, it's like it gets stuck on stupid, or if it's just me, the operator, I don't know. But for some reason, see, now I have this thing on feed mode. It gets real slow.
Right.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's starting. The surface is starting to rock. You know what I mean?
Right. So what do you want to try and do then, DM? Is you can just help that rocking motion when you get to do it with your vortex, just to give it a little bit of, like a child on a swing. When you push it, first of all, you have to give it a good push, and then once you get that momentum, it's just a tap.
Yeah, and that's like I did. I took off my the lock lines on these.
Right.
I was trying to get more wide. I want it to be more. My corals are starting to grow, so it was kind of like.
What I'm sort of trying to show you is that when you get the water to do that movement for you, you're going to have the widest flow possible because your whole tank water will be moving, the whole tank, rather than a jet stream through trying to entrain flow with it and a jet stream pointing that way and trying to pull water with it. When you get that swing, the whole water will be moving.
Right, I got you. I'm gonna fart around with it. I'm just
have a good play with it. It'll maybe take a little bit, but when you start to see it happen and look at different areas of your tank, you'll start to see that it's
my Duncans are barely moving now.
Right, but are they going backwards and forwards? You might want to even leave it for half an hour or so and just watch those Duncans and see. You probably find the polyp extension will swell even more because they're not battling with the flow.
Right.
So they'll expand, and when they expand, they get more light. When they expand, they get more food, and then they grow even better.
See, that's the way them Dunkers are rocking now. That's how mine rock.
Yeah, that's nice.
I got a question for Nick.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nick, do you ever get mad or upset?
Me?
Yeah.
Sometimes, like.
Because you always calm. What can I say to piss you off, Nick?
You couldn't say anything to piss me off, Seymour, because I love you so much.
Listen, I'm trying to get mad, man. I'm trying to get.
I want to get him mad, Nick. Buy a man Sam's crap.
Okay.
There's a backstory there that somebody got to tell us. Who the heck is Fireman Sam?
No,
I hear that.
I don't waste my time with negative energy.
Oh, there's a backstory there. Come on, Paul. I hear the nervous laugh. Like Nick is having a nervous laugh.
I can tell you the backstory, but it's not a good one.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Well, you know how earlier Mike was talking about donating marrowbone and stuff like that?
Marrowbone? Bone marrow?
Bone marrow.
Get it the right way, and it sounds good.
All right, well, unfortunately, with the job that I do, I've been in situations where, literally when I'm firefighting, we get to accidents and stuff like that. I literally see people battling for their lives, and I see doctors operating on people in front of me by the roadside in bad car crashes and stuff. So when you see things like that, and when you go through things like that, I tell you what, any negative thoughts that you have, or when you feel down or depressed, it just goes away. So not to bring you guys down, but
I hear that.
I gave you this backstory, right?
Wait, but wait. Listen, man. Where's the upset? There's no upset in that.
No, it's like when you see tragedy, when you see tragedy, people die that don't deserve to die. That's sad. Nothing in my life can ever compare to that.
Yeah, I hear I get where you're coming from.
So what have I got to be sad about? What have I got to be upset about, right?
All right, Nick, I got it.
There is no sadness. It's always positive energy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On my live stream, no one's allowed to be nasty.
You just get that yellow tang in the jar. I want to see that. Oh, it's yellow tang.
I understand. I was trying to get Nick mad.
So it makes life real for you. So
he makes life. He end up making me feel like crap for even bringing it up. So more power. You won again.
Is that a joke though, Nick, or are you actually gonna try and get? I probably sound stupid even asking. Are you actually gonna try and get a yellow tang in the jar?
I'm gonna do tang in the glass.
Tang in the glass. That should be.
Tang in the glass.
That should be.
But don't worry, it's gonna be funny, but it'll be humane.
Okay. Well, I got the ocean. Look in a in a little jar bottle, in a little jug.
What the heck, man?
And in a tidy one. Look.
I think what I'll do is I'll launch 2 videos.
God.
One with the tang in the glass, and the second video to show you how I do it.
Yeah.
And the first one I think I'll get slated for, and then the second one people go, "Oh, what?"
I'm just watching Mad Dogs drink fish.
Yeah, it looks like I'm drinking fish water.
How did you come up with that idea, Mad Dog?
I'm like Michael, man. I like messing around with editing and video stuff and gadgets. I like messing around with all that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Right. And just for me, it's like I start reading. It's like. Blah, 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 blah. Honestly, I'm proper dumb when it comes to computer. Michael said, "Come round mine, he'll teach me how to do it." So I've got Michael's.
This is the way my mind works, right? Because if Mad Dog blows a smoke over his right shoulder,
yeah,
watch what goes near his mouth. Switch that picture and it'll be amazing. do it.
Over where? Nah, it doesn't matter where I blow the smoke.
Yeah, it does. If you blow it over your right shoulder.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, here we go.
You see what it is? Up. It's a bit higher. No, not like that.
Where?
It's like over, like literally above, like earphone level.
Okay.
So it goes up like that, right? Earphone level over your right shoulder. I can't see it now. There was like there's like a ledge, and you've ruined my joke. I'm not doing it. I'm out. I'm done. I'm not playing it anymore.
Look, check out the nails. Hey, you like my nails, aren't you? Look, I got the ocean in the fingernails. Look.
That was the extra special one. That one, isn't it?
I'm gonna try and find a fish. Hold on.
Well, you got to finger a fish.
It's a fish finger.
Right, we know it's Good Friday. It's all about fish.
Mad
Come
Dog
on, Mad Dog.
Oh shit! I didn't realize my teeth got the ocean in it.
Yeah, and your necklace does.
Yeah, look. Hey, I'm blinging ocean.
Right, Paul. Same plan as yesterday. Last week. Sorry. Yo, we're gonna use your Hangout for the live stream. So you just stop the broadcast and then
right. You kick yours in. I'll put just throw your link in there, Michael, again, so people can click on your link to go.
How's it going, guys? Aaron's Aquarium Friday night stream.
Yeah,
it's
right.
time
So
for
we're
the Friday night live stream.
Yeah, you kick yours in. So everyone that's in here now, thank you for coming. Very much appreciated. our Aaron's Aquarium warm-up channel has now finished. Try. I'm crap at this thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, to be honest, right? So we're moving over to the Aaron's Aquarium channel now. There is a link in the description. So click on that.
Don't worry.
Also, as well, everybody that's in the Hangout now, stay. Because we're going to be talking. We're going to be talking. It don't work.
Page don't find.
We'll just go to my channel then. You'll find it.
Everyone, if you click on the 3 dots at the side of Aaron's Aquarium there, it'll say go to my channel. Click go to my channel and it'll take you to Michael.
Try this link. There you go.
Sure. I'll stay in here with DM for a few minutes. I just want to see if.
Well, I'm going to be using this Hangout for my thing as well. I'll mute you. So while I'm doing my intro and everything, I'll just mute so you guys just talk away. But when I obviously start introducing you, then whatever conversation that you're having, just realize that you're going to be live.
I muted him for you. Don't worry about it. I muted him.
Yeah, keep every time Nick talks, muted.
Yeah.
Belen, just getting it all out.
And that's another thing as well.
Just getting it all out from now.
Everybody else is okay, but my saltwater journey. We do not swear on my channel. Right? You are the absolute nightmare for swearing. So heads up.
It does give you strikes, and also you want to be careful because you get 3 strikes and you're out.
I don't care who you are. I don't even care if I've got one of your t-shirts and your notebooks. You're out.
Michael swears on other people's channels, but you can't swear on his.
But the thing is, I set the rules. If they tell me I'm not allowed to swear on their channel, I won't.
That's proper Belendish, isn't it?
I know.
If people allow me to swear, then I swear. But if I'm not allowed to swear, I don't.
Okay, everyone's allowed to swear except Michael on my channel.
Hey, 1 second, guys. Just to have a look at DM's.
Michael's got to start his stream up.
I'm starting my. You guys can carry on, but I'm starting my stream.
Right. I'm just going to. Sorry, I will stay in the Hangouts, but right, everyone on my channel, I'm going to shut this down now. Please go over to the Aaron's Aquarium's website, YouTube channel, and join in there. Years later. Stuff like people watching, you should be clicking it and going to his channel.
That looks nice, yeah.
Yeah, 21 people are watching already, so.
That's a good DM.
Yeah, that flow looks really nice, DM.
Yeah, that's really good flow.
Let's see. Oh, yeah.